Well, I left the UK initially when I was 18 years old. I was completely adventurous. I was done with, school and living in Wales, and I just wanted something new, total adventure. So I did not prepare. I took my bag, I packed it, and I left. I had, luckily, somebody that I could live with in the beginning in Paris. I went completely crazy. So yeah, no, I didn't prepare.
It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like similar to me. Kind of like, I need to change. Later in Luxembourg too, it was kind of like, let's go. Why we are like, we don't have to prepare. So we had like we were sure we wanted to stay in Europe, but it was okay. So where we can go?
Yeah.
Speak the language.
Yeah. No,
it was
same
like,
for
okay,
me.
there's no so much to think about.
Same for me. For me, it was the language, because I didn't actually speak French very well when I arrived in Paris. So I actually had to find a job. So I started my studies, but 9 months later. So to fill the gap, I had to work. So that was the hardest part. I wasn't confronted with, visa problems or, anything like that. It was really more integrating into a society where I didn't actually speak the language.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, because for me too, I think it was one of the main problems, the language. Because it's true, when you're learning at the school, I learned French, you're like, yes, you can speak French.
But you can't really.
At the end, it's like, okay, I speak nothing.
Exactly.
So,
no, that was it.
For example, for Liverpool, it was easier, because finally the English is one language is easier.
Yeah.
But for here Luxembourg, like it's too like multicultural and all this, like.
Yeah.
Okay, so French, English, which language? So yes, the language and the documents too. Sometimes you have to do some papers that is taking long. So I think they are the main things.
Yeah, those are the main things. Well, I would say that because of my age, because I was 18, that's an age where you don't think so much about, what you're leaving behind. You think more about what's ahead of you. So you're ready for the adventure. I knew that I would come back. I would see my family regularly. There was only one plane ride away. So for me, it wasn't difficult at all, no.
Of course, it was hard. In my case, it was really hard, because finally I lived in places where I didn't have family and anything, The Spanish culture, we are really like familiar, and the kind of character is really open. Everyone is speaking with everyone. So I think it was kind of like hard, to let them there. But at the same time, it was like, I have to live my life. I have to try to experience new things.
Yeah.
Always I have one flight, in 2 hours and a half I'm there. So that's fine. So it was kind of the philosophy. So how was the research? Honestly, I didn't have anything before to arrive here.
So you packed and you went?
I told you before, it was kind of adventure. Of course, I was sure that I prepared already my CV, like I have to do formations of, courses of some topics that I wanted to be a specialist and these kind of things. Of course, there is some preparation, but it's true that I started to look for a job when I arrived. It was kind of like, yes, because the most important for us, it was one apartment, but later, of course, one job to pay that apartment.
Exactly, does help.
So it was like, okay, the first day I arrived, I started to send everywhere, and luckily I found fast.
That was brave. That was brave. Yeah, for me definitely, because so coming from like a Germanic background, but also, British, we tend to, keep a distance and, shake hands or just, hello from a distance. Yeah. And when I first arrived in Paris, I would arrive, at work and people would just, grab me and start kissing my cheeks. And I would, oh my God, what's going on?
In France, you said
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I would freeze, thinking what is going on. Like everything, you adapt. At some point, I'd be arriving in the office and but no, the beginning, it was difficult. It was difficult. So I think for me, the experience, as a woman, it was a very positive one. I would say that it was more difficult for my parents than it was for me, because I was barely a woman. I was 18 and I was leaving home to go and live in a foreign country. So I think they were asking themselves, is she going to be okay? Will she have enough money? Is she going to be safe? As a woman, I went to study, but I also went for love, because I had met somebody out there. So I went to live with him. At some point, I said, okay, well, I need to leave Paris, and he had all of his roots there. He had all of his friends there. He had family there. there. And I said, you know, I need to leave. Would you come with me? And he accepted. He followed me to Luxembourg. He put his hand in my hand. He trusted me, and and we built up this life here. So it worked out well.
It's good.
Yeah.
Because
What
in
about
our
you?
case, it's true. I know some people that is a man who is going, you know, who's finding one job, and later the girl, I mean the girlfriend or
Will
the
follow
boyfriend
him.
will follow him. But in our case, I told him like, I think we are ready. We had both of us jobs there, you know, in the previous country, but. Yes, I decided to go. I told him like I really need to change. We were, of course, we were checking like which countries, you know, the languages, you know, we need to
Where
have the
can we
ability
go? Yeah,
to speak both
absolutely.
of us. I told him like I think we should go. I think it's one opportunity. I think it's now or ever, you know. He said yes, and we went.
And you
That's all.
Nice.
Yes, it's kind of cliche, but the food. I mean, the food is the first thing. I mean, jamón. Jamón. It was like they have
Jamón,
only
is that
jambon.
chambon?
It's not jamón.
Ham.
It's not the same. Don't say this to us.
Okay, it's not ham.
It's not the same. No,
Jambon.
but it's true. The leisure time, I think, they like to have like a
Yeah,
entertainment
the
and
rhythm
stuff.
of life, I think, no?
The
Yeah,
lifestyle.
yeah.
I think they're the biggest
Yeah.
like things that are making you feel like,
I miss English breakfast.
yeah. So food.
That's the only thing. No, I'm generally, well, I'm so used to having grown up in different places, you know, so I didn't spend that much time in one place. So for me, I have roots, but I'm generally somebody who already is very like everywhere, you know. So I miss my family, but I don't miss home. No. I think for me, I'd go back for holidays. I wouldn't go back permanently, and I would even go further. I'd like to, at some point, go further afield. So I've made it to sort of Central Europe, and I'd love to make it to somewhere like Costa Rica. Or, really, go all the way. Absolutely. No, I'd really like to see more of the world.
For the moment, I like to travel. I mean, I like to stay in another country that is not my origin country. And it's true that I don't think, as you say, like for holidays maybe, but not for to
long
stay
term,
longer, you know, permanently in Spain. Fine. It's bringing you new perspectives.
Yeah.
It's bringing you to like you are more open mind in many things. I think it's something very important. You are really independent because you don't have, you know, like a mommy, daddy house to go after. And I think it's teaching you many life lessons, I think.
I think you got that in a nutshell. Absolutely. No, I agree. I couldn't agree more. So for me, it was widening like my horizons. It was opening my mind. It was coming into contact with other cultures and languages. I think there's a lot of positive things that one can get from expatriation, definitely.
Lovely.